Imagine a morning when you wake up early. You have stable energy flowing through you as you execute your morning routine flawlessly, entering the day with stamina that lasts through the evening and finishing your day feeling balanced and fulfilled. For too many of us, that sounds like a pipe dream. Instead, we wake up groggy, grab the coffee or energy drink just to get us through the first few waking hours of the day, only to have a serious energy dip and brain fog kick in over the afternoon hours. Enter more caffeine, and at the end of the day, feeling jittery or wired as we lay down in bed trying to get some sleep before we repeat that whole cycle again. If you're someone who experiences the first every day, congratulations. You've harnessed the power of clean energy. But if you're not, and you resonate more with the second, like I did for many years, hang in there, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through the changes that you can make today that will get you off of stimulants and enjoying stable and clean energy. Before we do that though, I want to help you beyond what I can do in this short video. So click the link below and download my free resource as we get started today. After having my kids, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, which was Hashimoto's, which was basically my thyroid attacking itself. During that time, I had not nearly the energy that I've always had. I felt exhausted a lot, and I felt really, really anxious. I needed to get answers. I needed to look at what was leading to the feelings that I think then caused the issue in my body. My energy back then, it was almost like you were burning a fire and you were feeding it confetti. I had to eat all the time because whatever I was putting in, it wasn't sustaining me, it wasn't lasting. My acupuncturist once said, we need to feed you more fats. We need to give you less sugar, more fiber, more water, so that you can burn your energy through like a slow burning log, something that will take you through the day. So I started to really look at, what am I putting in? At that time, I was eating a lot of yogurts. I was thinking, there's protein in this. It's 9-10 grams of protein. What I didn't realize was the amount of sugar in these yogurts. You will be shocked if you start to take a look. Yes, they might be non-fat, but the reality is the sugar is the only food category of all foods that doesn't list the daily value percentage of how many grams equal how much of the daily value that you're supposed to consume. So isn't this strange that if you think about it, the protein grams are listed and there's a percentage. The fiber, the sodium, it's all listed, but sugar isn't. Why? Why? Because I think that sugar is behind a lot of inflammation and pain, a lot of anxiety, and the food manufacturers, they would go out of business, or they would have to spend tons of their profit to re-engineer their products. They don't want to do that. So they don't put the daily value. You grab at that protein bar, you have no idea that the 20 grams of sugar is actually setting you up to fail versus succeed. Really, if you were to just do a study, just start becoming aware. Start looking at food labels. When you go shopping, just take a look at the ingredient list. Notice the different percentages and then look at the sugar. Anything over 3 to 5 grams, it's way too much. Studies have shown that sugar is more addictive to lab rats than cocaine. Can you imagine? For children, we have to be really careful. The kids are accessing so much sugar. It's in their cereals. It's in so much of what they're eating. And I think for them, they've never had alcohol or caffeine really. So the sugar is this huge stimulant. It gives them all this energy. And then as soon as it starts to wear off, they're moody, they're screaming, they're totally upset. We have to ask ourselves, why is my kid always so upset or unable to focus? We have to take a look at what we're actually feeding them and how much sugar is in there. Caffeine is another one that for me was a daily habit. Back in the day, I used to go off to my sales hustle job that was really stressful, and it felt like such a treat. Each morning, I would go to the Starbucks or the Pete's Coffee here in town. I'd get this beautiful white chocolate mocha and full, it had all this dairy in it. Little did I know that behind that was a trigger for my sinusitis that was always reoccurring 3 to 4 times a year. It was always happening for me. It was a pretty expensive habit to be only adding to my anxiety, adding to my sinus issues. Little did I know that if I could cut that out and replace it with something like a less sugar item. My kombucha is now my afternoon addiction, basically, but I've taken something that had maybe 20 grams of sugar with dairy that was going to cause more sinus issues to 4 grams of sugar, 16 ounces. There's only 2 grams of sugar per 8 ounces. So it's night and day. This has a black tea base. If you look at how much caffeine is in coffee, then down to black tea, green tea, and then into water, it's minimal compared. So you can still get that little energetic boost, but it's not gonna leave you jittery or shaky, or for me, I always got this burning sensation in my stomach. My husband and I, we both read this book called The Bulletproof Diet, and it's by Dave Asprey. He's someone that's come up with his own coffee company, but for him, he's found a way to help people lose weight and have that stable sugar. He is basically combining fats and butter with the coffee. My husband is doing this, and what it's doing for him is he's actually got more abs. He's leaner now in his 50s than he's ever been, and he's having this coffee every day as his breakfast. He has coffee with MCT oil and he has butter in it. So instead of getting that spike and then that drop after 2 to 3 hours, it lasts all morning. It sustains him. He has energy without the jitters or the nerves, and it's sort of putting him into ketosis because he's been fasting all night. So all night you've not eaten. Now you're on an empty stomach. You're bringing in these fats and you're triggering your body to go into more of a fat burning mode versus feeding itself and getting energy from carbs. If you're ready to do what it's going to take to eliminate the stimulants, keeping you stuck in your life, and embrace clean and stable energy, I have a resource to help you. Click the link below to download my free resource on 3 areas of life, balancing the mind, body, and spirit today. Don't forget to click like, comment, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you again.